With calls here, including from the Secretary-General, for the conference to serve as a decisive turning point that catalyses irreversible progress towards ending Israel's occupation and realising a viable two-state solution. Minister Lamola echoed the sentiment, arguing that the focus on a real path to a lasting peace had to prevail.
This conference takes place at a time when we are witnessing the destruction of Gaza, its people, and in real time. In a brazen and wanton act of genocide in full view of the world, South Africa continues to condemn the horrific events of October 7th, where innocent Israeli citizens were killed. Despite this challenging context, in which the international legal and multilateral system has been paralyzed and turned into a blunt tool, the focus today on a real path to lasting peace must prevail. The might is right doctrine can no longer be justified. It has led to perpetual insecurity, and it justifies an attempt to eradicate the Palestinian people through killing and starvation.
He emphasized 4 points as fundamental to restoring the credibility of a two-state solution, including that all countries recognize Palestinian statehood, for the Security Council to protect Palestinians, including through ending the war in Gaza, that preserving the viability of a two-state solution must include promoting safeguards such as the full respect for international law, including the rulings of the International Court of Justice, and the removal of all obstacles to the two-state solution, including the release of all hostages and political prisoners, while halting illegal Israeli settlements, among others.
Global attention is on this conference. There is an expectation that we will deliver an effective response to the destruction of an entire population and a peaceful path for preserving the prospect of a viable Palestinian state, existing side by side with the state of Israel in peace and security. This expectation should not be misplaced and could not be higher. 8 years since the founding, 8 years since the founding of the United Nations, this is a matter that has plagued our collective conscience. The solution lies with the tangible recommitment from all of us to the values that must bind us.
Earlier, the UN Secretary-General said that the obligation was on all member states to prove that this effort was something different.
My central question to those who stand in the way is this: what is the alternative? A one-state reality where Palestinians are denied equal rights and forced to live under perpetual occupation and inequality? Or a one-state reality where Palestinians are expelled from their land? That is not peace. That is not justice. That is not in accordance with international law, and that is not acceptable. That will only increase the growing isolation of Israel on the global stage. Let's be clear. Statehood for the Palestinians is a right, not a reward. And the denial of statehood would be a gift to extremists everywhere.
This as the Palestinian Prime Minister affirmed the readiness of the State of Palestine to assume full responsibility for governance and security over the Gaza Strip, while calling for the immediate release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners.
فيجب على إسرائيل الانسحاب الكامل.
Israel must withdraw completely from the Gaza Strip, and Hamas must relinquish its control over the Strip and hand over its weapons to the Palestinian Authority. We also reaffirm our position rejecting violence and terrorism in all its forms, including targeting and attacking civilians. And on this basis, the State of Palestine is ready to invite a temporary Arab and international support force to support stability by a resolution adopted by the Security Council in order to provide protection for our Palestinian people and to ensure a ceasefire and to support the Palestinian government and its security services.
The event is being boycotted by both Israel and the United States. A statement from the U.S. State Department called the conference unproductive, ill-timed, and a publicity stunt that comes in the middle of delicate diplomatic efforts to end the conflict in Gaza, further describing it as a gathering that would embolden Hamas. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected the two-state solution on both security and nationalistic grounds and views the West Bank as the biblical homeland of the Jewish people. Israel, of course, captured the West Bank, East Jerusalem and Gaza in the 1967 war, territories that remain occupied to this day, despite the General Assembly adopting a partition plan in 1947 that sought to create two independent states. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.